right. I'm waiting for a few people to get in here. I don't know what to say, you guys. I'm shocked. If you've been following my YouTube channel and my stream, you know this story absolutely shook my reality. I couldn't believe that this was allowed to happen. Started out as Senator Jeff Merkley, and I'm going to bring it up. It started out as this senator trying to get into one of the closed down Walmart facilities. He heard that they were housing immigrant children in these facilities, and they wouldn't let him in. So it started as a political thing. He was trying to knock Trump and make Trump look bad by saying, look at all these children you have in here. But Trump quickly tweeted that this policy was started during the Obama administration, and that these children had been in these closed Walmart stores for 4 years. And like I said, if you've been following my stream at all, you know this topic is near and dear to my heart. I don't care about the left. I don't care about the right. There are children sleeping on the floor at Walmart. So thankfully, today the story broke. It's getting mainstream attention, and this is why it's so scary and so important. Everything you see in the media, they do for a reason. They do on purpose. These people are talking heads that are bought and paid for. Now, this is why it's so important. Let me show you. These children that are immigrants, their parents brought them across the border. The parents were detained and sent back, and the children are kept in detention centers, okay? So they lose their kids for crossing the border with them. Why this is so scary and important, you guys, is if our government has thousands of children in closed down Walmarts living in cages like dogs, and we don't stop it, if we don't go absolutely crazy over this, in 10 or 20 years, it might be you and your kids imprisoned in dog cages in Walmarts. That's what this story is about. This is a test. See, they've made it about an argument between the left and the right. Well, who's wrong? Trump, Obama, what should we do with the kids? They're taking away from what's going on. If we as Americans allow this to happen, oh, they're just immigrant children. They don't belong here. If we allow this to happen to them, then that gives the government the sign. We will let this happen to anybody. And have you heard the old parable? First they came for, and I'm just going to make things up here. First they came for the blacks, and I did nothing. And then they came for the Jews, and I still did nothing. And then they came for the Christians, and I did nothing.
You don't know shit.
And then they came for the gays, and I did nothing. And then they came for me. And I looked around, and there was nobody left to help me. That fits this parable perfect. What reality are you and I living in where we go shop and buy our groceries from Walmart, and you go vote for your local politicians, and you go vote for your president, and there's children in cages like dogs in closed Walmarts all over the country? And it's not a few. Let's go back over here to this story. It's not a few children living in Walmart. Thousands. At this Walmart alone, the Walmart where this senator who was trying to make Trump look bad, I just got to throw that in there, because this dude didn't care about the kids. See, I've been researching him this week since I've been going off about this guy. He didn't care about the kids. He was trying to make Trump look bad, and it backfired. But anyway, here in this Walmart alone are 1,400 boys, 10 to 17, housed inside the 250,000 square foot shell of a former Walmart superstore. None of the 313 bedrooms have doors or ceilings. Yeah, they're laying on concrete floor, on rubber mats, with shock blankets. You know, the shiny shock blankets firemen and paramedics use. Those are their blankets, okay? And then it talks about the good food they have. Like, come on, man. They're living, I don't know why it's showing all these nice photos, okay? This might be a real photo. But this right here, this is not a real photo. The real photos are slowly coming out, okay? So I came across some of these last week, some of these photos, when I first started going crazy about this story, okay? This is the reality of the conditions they're living in. And it's clean, and it's safe, don't get me wrong. But they're treating them like dogs. They're not treating them like humans. You know what I mean? They raise taxes for everything you can imagine. They find money, they print money, they do whatever they want. There are kids living in closed down Walmarts right now. And I've been incarcerated before.
Shalom, Yasharala. I want to start out by giving infinite honors to Yahweh Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation, greetings, and honor to you sincere brothers pushing this truth across the four winds. Well, that clip I just showed, man, it's a precursor of what's to come. Through the Spirit, brothers have always been saying, man, that those Walmarts are gonna be concentration camps and places where where people gonna be getting chipped. All right, and that's a vivid depiction right there of that clip we just saw. All right, they got those Issacharite children in there living in Walmart, those super centers. That's how they're gonna process you. They're gonna take you in them super centers, chip you up, and ship you and on a fucking bus somewhere to a train and send you to a bigger concentration camp. We've been saying that for years. The elders been saying that for years, man. And that's a precursor. I mean, Esau, what he does, man, he does exercises, man. He did that just to see how the flow was gonna go, see if those cages can hold people. And that's a precursor what's to come, man. Our people gonna be in them concentration camps, man, getting chipped. And this is the thing, man. We know how Esau get down, man. Whoever watching them kids, man, they raping them kids. They killing them kids and harvesting them for body parts, the whole nine, man. They doing everything unseemly to those children in the motherfucker. It's no logical reason if you're gonna deport the parent, deport the kid back. Why are you keeping the kids? They killing them, taking their body parts, they using them as sex slaves, so on and so forth. That's how Esau get down. And the same thing is gonna happen to 2/3 of our people, man. He's gonna get our people in them concentration camps and go to town on them. He's gonna put them in labs and dissect them like lab rats. He's gonna do the whole time. That's why Yahweh Shema Shai in his words say it's gonna be no time since the earth has been in rotation. So I'm gonna start off with this precept. This is Luke 21:12. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. So that's going to happen to a remnant of the men of the Lord, man. Some of us, Lord willing, we are the elect, of the hopeful elect, going to get put in them Walmarts, going to get processed and put in them concentration camps. All right? That's going to happen. I mean, it's etched in stone. Okay? And this is why. And it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it therefore in your hearts. And we know that means your mind, not to meditate before what you shall answer. When they take us in there, they're going to try to get us to renounce Yahweh Shai. You know? They're going to get us in there, trying to get us to turn on our brothers. And we're going to go in there and testify, man. We're going to go in there and be found faithful unto death, Lord. With the elect men, let me say that. The elect men, that's how they going to rock. Because you're going to have niggas amongst the fold that's going to give in. Lord willing, that's not us. Lord willing, the Most High keep the spirit on us. You know, you're going to have guys that get in that can't handle the pressure. But the elect men, they're going to go through whatever Yahweh Shema Shai have for them to go through. All right? For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. So no matter how they torture the elect, no matter how they deprive them of sleep, water whip them, torture them, the men of the Lord gonna speak these rivers of living water and be found faithful unto death, because it will surely come to pass, although it tarry, it will surely come to pass. All right? You gotta get your mind ready for these things, man, and prepare for the worst. That was a good visual depiction, man. They had our little them little Issacharites in there living like animals, man. Look just like a fucking dog pound. If you ever went to a dog pound, that's how that shit look. Look like a motherfucking dog pound, man. All right, let me get another precept. All right, this is John. Go to 21st verse. Start at 21st chapter, 18th verse. All right, this Yahweh Shah speaking. Verily, verily, I say unto thee, when thou was young, and this Yahweh Shah talking to Peter, thou girdest thyself, and walkest whither thou wouldest. But when thou shalt be old, thou shalt stretch forth thy hands, and another shall gird thee, and carry thee wherever thou wouldest not. All right? And that's what happened to Peter. He was taken to jail and then put to death. All right? That was the Most High prophesying of Peter's death. And that same thing is going to happen to a lot of the men of the Lord, man. A remnant of the men of the Lord. We're going to be guided somewhere we don't want to go. And when we took there, we're going to get put to death, just like Paul. The same thing happened to Paul. History says Nero is the one sentenced Paul to death. Had him beheaded. And that's going to happen to a lot of us brothers. We're going to get beheaded for the testimony of Yahweh Shai. It is written. Verse 19, this spake he, signifying by what death he should glorify the Most High. So the Most High prophesied to Peter, told you going to be led in chains and fetters, and you're going to be put to death. And when he had spoken these things, he said unto him, follow me. All right? So if you're a man of the Lord, man, you have to be fasting, praying, and asking the Father to give you strength from what's to come. And don't be no over-righteous nigga. Oh, man, whatever come, I'm a handler. Whatever come, man, the way I feel right now, I'm ready to die for this thing. Man, a pair of lips will say anything. Our great king was the most perfect human being ever to walk the planet. When it was time for him to go through what he had to do, he asked the Father, look, Heavenly Father, he was a man. He had human feelings. He said, Heavenly Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass for me. He didn't want to do it. So who are you to say, oh, I'm ready to go through whatever? He knew more than us. He had more knowledge than us. All right? When it was time for shit to hit the fan, he started having second thoughts. And that's our great king. So and he was praying. But the thing about it, that's what you got to learn from that when he was in the Garden of Gethsemane. He was praying, and he was probably fasting. And he was praying for the strength. That's what we need to be doing right now. Praying for the strength. Like it's going to be days that we might go 20 days without eating, man. Before the Most I say, yes, he say my servant shall eat. But shit, you might get tested a few days before you do eat. All right? My servants, he say some of you will be put to death. So you got to prepare for the worst and ask the Heavenly Father to give you the strength to go through whatever's to come, because he's the only one know our lot at the end. All right. Yahweh Shah knew Peter's lot at the end. All right. Peter didn't know his lot, but Yahweh Shah knew it. So that goes the same thing with us. You just got to ask the Heavenly Father for whatever you to go through. That's why Yahweh Shah, our great king, Yahweh Shah said, Heavenly Father, let thy will be done. Let not my will be done, but thy will be done. So you got to pray for the strength, man. You got to stay to the source and pray for the strength. Pray for strength. Strength, Salakia. Okay? I'm going to leave off with this precept. All right, this is Revelation 2, verse 10. fear none of these things without shall suffer. A lot of us are going to suffer. And we don't know which one of us going to suffer, so you prepare for the worst. And when they say suffer, man, you're going to be putting them concentration camp, bought before, delegates, governors, kings, and they going to mock us and scoff us like they did Yahweh Shai. You know? They was spitting on them, punching them and shit. That same thing going to happen to his servants. The servant is above the master. If they hated him, they're going to hate us, okay? Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. And who's going to be throwing us into prison? The so-called white man. That gives you a telltale sign who the devil is. He's the one going to be having authority and the power throwing people into prison. The so-called white man. The Hebrew Edomites. Okay? That you may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days, but be found faithful unto death. So that lets you know. It's going to be a lot of brothers like to get put to death in those concentration camps and just put to death, period. Some brothers might run for a long time and finally get caught up. All right? Because we're going to have bounties on our heads. The elect men, Al-Qaeda going to be a thing of the past. ISIS going to be a thing of the past. Taliban going to be a thing of the past. We're going to be the boogeyman. We're going to be the big bad wolf. They're going to deem us domestic terrorists, and we're going to be public enemy number one. So you got to be ready. And I would give thee a crown of life, man. That's what we striving for, man. That's what we striving for. That crown of life. The kingdom, immortality, man. So with that, man, I'm going to give infinite honors to Yahweh Shem Shai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. And salutation, greetings and honor to you, sincere occupants in this truth. Kwam Yasharala.